This is Pinoy Wheel. I'm Katrina Sevilla, and my lovely guest today is Ruth Schoenmaekers. She's an
Hello.
entrepreneur and the woman behind the Relaxasi Schoonheid Salon, Lilia Lyra. She's a talented performer in theater and has played different roles, including the magic of P.T. Barnum. She's a mother of two thriving and beautiful kids. She's a fantastic friend of mine. Ruth, welcome to Pinoy Wheel.
Hello.
Hello, Ruth. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. More than 5 years ago, when I came to Belgium, you were among one of the first Belgians I met and had a very good connection with. You were there to kind of integrate me on how to adapt to this new country/culture, and we worked pretty well together. You've been very generous in helping me to thrive and discover new possibilities. So I want to thank you for that. First, my question is, can you tell us a bit about your background?
Yes. Actually, if I understood it well, you ask what were my studies and so on.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have studied human science, but that's like a graduated high school. You can translate it like that.
Yes.
And since my 9th, I have playing the harp and theater since my 14th, and I started recording my own music since I was 18 years. And when I was 21, I took a course for a beauty therapist, and in that now mainly my job is this.
Right. So you are really into the creative side.
Yeah.
Yes, since the beginning.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Another thing that amazes about you is that your ability to learn different languages. For me, that's really, you're a polyglot. Like really, just to explain what a polyglot is to our viewers, a polyglot is someone who knows and is able to use several languages at the same time. So my question is, how do you learn to do that?
Actually, first of all, I try to make it attractive. So when I learn a language, I always start looking movies, listening music in that language, and then I also start looking up about the language. For example, some basic grammar. And the other thing I really would suggest is to go to the website Duolingo. I'm not advertising, but it's a very, very nice website also, where you can learn in a very very playful way. And if you combine all of those things together, so watching different movies, listening to different music, and also chatting with people that talk the language, it helps to have a bigger how
That's
can
right.
I say it? Helps.
I think I remember now. I think you were the one who suggested me to download Duolingo, and I did that. Yes.
Yeah, I still use
you
it.
Were the one.
With my children also. They are now learning English and Spanish also with Duolingo, but also we do some practices. For example, when we are on the table, then we start talking a little in English, or we do in another language. So I think that it should be like playful all the time. You can never feel it like you have to do it, because then it doesn't work.
That's right.
According to me.
That's a wonderful tip, Ruth.
And
it's amazing.
You can make mistakes. That's good too. You can make mistakes.
To make mistakes, yes. Yeah. That's wonderful, because you speak different languages, right? You're very fluent in, of course, Dutch, because you are a native Belgian, and also very good in French and Spanish as well, and other Persian as well. Correct?
Yeah, Persian too. Actually, Persian still I can speak basics, because now it's a long time ago, but I used to be better in that.
And they say that's a really tough language to learn.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I heard.
Because the writing and the reading is different.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So I want to go back and talk about you being an entrepreneur and doing what you really love, which are music and theater. If you were not in this career right now, what would you be doing instead?
Actually, I thought about it a long time. I think however, I should be an entrepreneur, because I think I cannot imagine myself in another job where I have so much freedom. But I think it would be even more informative. So for example, I see myself, for example, having a like a YouTube channel and sharing my things. That I think if I would have chosen another job, that would have been that.
Yeah, so it's from the start you already knew that, okay, this is what I love doing, which is,
Yeah.
you know, being creative in music and singing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
sharing it with other people.
yeah,
So
and you are very blessed to learn those skills and talent at a very early age.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
that's true. I was
that's
9 years when I started with the harp, like I said, and
yeah.
14 when I started with theater. So yeah, of course, that was nice that I had some practice.
Yeah, you're really pretty young when you were introduced to those, so that's the advantage of it.
Yes.
Okay, that's great because right now we're talking about women and purpose. That's the series that I'm creating, and that's why I'm so happy to have you here. I know that you have so much things to share with our viewers. So I want to talk about women and empowerment. Can you describe to us in a simple way what women's empowerment is?
For me,
Yes.
it is actually it is being free and feminine in the same way. And if more specific, for me, that would mean that you can be like feeling feminine by making up yourself, but also like the inside, but
Yes.
also being a mother, being a good partner, and having attention in all of these parts. For
That's
me, that's really being empowered as a woman.
okay. Yes. That's a
And
very good tip for our
yeah,
women viewers because a lot of women today are being bombarded with so many information on social media and mainstream, and they don't know who they are. So it's important that we have all these, that we know our values as a woman, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So
And
where
I
was
think it's
your,
good that you can concentrate in the different areas and then again connect them. Like for example, when you are a partner and you can feel very free and but also have good conversations, have a good relation with your partner or with your children or with your friends,
yes,
and then pay attention to all of these different areas. I think that's empowerment.
right. So you believe that connecting with the right network, or like for those women who are still single, they needed to have a good friendly relationships with their
Yes,
friends.
actually, yeah,
That
yeah,
helps, right?
yes. And if you're single, yes, still with the other people that surround you, the
Yes,
connection I think is very important. But being free in that, being able to do what you want to do and think what you want to think, but being connected in the same time. I think that's important. That
oh
you can
yeah,
also feel free. That you don't have to be afraid. For example, if you are with your partner to explore what you want to explore, but you feel this. Guidance in a way, or with your children the same, that you can feel that okay, they are my children and you have a good connection, but in the same moment you can feel free with them also. You
yeah,
can be free, you can be yourself, you can laugh, you can make a joke, and also in a individual way. I think the same,
yes,
that you as a person also, you can make up yourself, you can eat healthy food, you can nourish yourself, and in all of this way you can really feel yourself a woman. I mean, like a proud woman. I think that's
that's
for
really
me
wonderful.
something that when I have it all like this, I really feel empowered.
Yes, thank you for that, Ruth. I know you are a family that's really trying to, you know, make sure that everything is in a healthy, that everything is in a good position. I saw you eating good and healthy foods with your kids, so that's really putting yourself a good example to other people.
Yeah.
Yes. So where does your motivation come in life? I mean, motivation
I
in life.
Yeah, I think for me that's the belief that that I will always grow and that I can contribute to other person their life. So for me that is a real motivation, that the idea that you always can like serve to something.
Right.
That's
Yes, I have seen that with you because you've been you know, helping me to also find out what I should need to do here in Belgium. When I came here, I didn't know what to do, but you were also really there to show me, okay, this is what you can do, because it's difficult, especially for someone to come
Yes.
to a new country, and
Yes.
it's going to be a whole different culture. So let's go to the entrepreneurship side. From what I know, you've been a full-time worker or full-time entrepreneur for a little while now. You run a beauty spa in Heradsbergen. So tell us, what is the most challenging move you made so far as an entrepreneur?
Actually, that's starting. That was starting when I was thinking about it, and I think I finished my beauty therapist study in 2011, and I started being independent just from 2014. But I was really convinced that I wanted to start. But look, it took like 2-3 years
Yes.
until I really started. And I still remember that it was very, very hard for me, because also my parents and my closest friends, they were very against to this, because they say you don't have any stability in money, for example, or in other things, or yeah, what do you want to do, or this or that. It's like very, yeah, flu, and so it makes you more insecure even. So when I now look back, I think that from all of the things, that was the hardest thing to start.
Yeah, I do agree with that, starting. Although I have not really started, um, a real business here in Belgium yet, but I can feel how you're going through, because you were pretty young when you started. So the guidance must be, I mean, the information that you were receiving might not be so complete yet, but you
Yes.
made it. Yes.
Yeah, no, and actually, that you have another point also in my family, in actually really in my family in general. So I mean, my close family, but also my bigger family. There is nobody that is an entrepreneur or somebody that has an independent job. So also, I don't have any like close information to have a guidance. So you talked before about the network. I really think also in this way, a network is so important, and that was something that I struggled with a lot
Yes.
when I was younger. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. All right. So do you have any other business tips for other women who'd like to start or change their career or their ventures?
Yes. First of all, that start it, and you can start it by having a plan and look up good about the things, but it shouldn't be perfect either, because as long as you are convinced that you really want to do it and that you want to give several things for it, I think that's enough. But like everybody, we need some security also. So I also think it's not bad to have like something prepared also, like a kind of backup plan. For example, in my case, it was that I saved some money so before I started, and in my head it was like, okay, if I really want, I can minimum 6 months I can continue without earning anything, and I will not be broke completely, for example. Or it can be another way, but I think this is always healthy. If they tell you, yeah, just start and just do it, okay, it can be good too, but I think it's also good if you have a kind of safety, because if everybody is really truthful to himself, they know that, or to herself, that they know that, okay, we always want some security also. So in a way, I think it's important too.
Okay, that's a really good one. So you mean that before starting anything, you have to make sure that you also need to have some good financial plan, just to make sure that if something didn't work out well, then you can go back
and have a backup.
and start over again.
I think that's most important, that you build up a little, because look, for me, in my case, it was like 6 months, and I think more than 6 months, I think is not needed. So it depends also of what you spend. If you are a big spender, yeah, maybe then you need more than 2,000 euro each month to have for yourself. But if you're not a big spender, maybe 1,000 is enough. And in that way, you can like manage something. So first is that you have some security financially, and then second, start it, and then third is that really give the things, give give the things to the people also, and don't be afraid to work a little for free, because everything will come back if you do it with your heart. Really, everything's come back. But you really should not work for the money, but that's also why you need that security, because if you have that security, you can let it go for a while and you can really start working. But if you all the time should be concentrated on the money, then you cannot really give, because you're all the time like, oh no, but in the end of the month I don't have enough. So then it's very hard to start. So
that's true.
That would be a practical tip.
Exactly. And for those who are just starting up, for example, do you recommend that they take first a part-time job so that they can start up saving, and then
I think it can work for some people, but honestly, I tried it myself and for me it doesn't work. I think a lot of people do it like that. In my case, I always became lazy when I did it. I was always like, yeah, when I have a part-time job, I always have some money, and then beside it I do my other job. But it's for me, it was I was not so concentrated on it. And when I really focused just on my independent job, I was less busy with the money, actually. That's the fun part.
So you were driven all out in entrepreneuring right from the start. But did you also do a little jobs prior, or before you actually start being a full-time entrepreneur?
Actually, so when I started, before I started doing the entrepreneur, I saved the money and I did several jobs. But once I was it, in the beginning, I just focused on my job, but I didn't earn so much. That's the truth. I just earned like 48 euro the first month, the second like 78 euro, and the third month was like 500 euro. So that was like, wow. And the fourth month it was like 1,000 euro. So you feel that something was changing, but that was just from my work as a beauty therapist. But after a while, I sometime I had to like move from my house and again restart my business. And in that moment I sometimes took some other jobs also, but always as independent. For example, I taught some classes in the fit dance, or I taught classes in like for beauty or for healthy food. That are things that I did do beside, actually, but they're also as independents. And honestly, I like them even more sometimes than my real job. So that's the funny thing. You come in a movement that you sometimes face yourself and you see, oh, even I like this more. So that's good. But still you are free and you have that freedom to explore. So I don't know if that was a good answer to your question.
No, that's a really good one. The beauty of, knowing so many skills. Wherever you put yourself into, you can do it, whether it is dancing or singing or playing harp.
Yes.
Because you are being flexible, then you can really go into different areas. So,
I think
that's how I see it.
Yes, I think you just said something interesting to myself. I think it's one of my talents is being flexible. Maybe it's not so much the sometimes the thing that I do myself, but sometimes it's exactly being flexible. And once that you are in it, then focus on it. So, and that's something that I know I can, but sometimes I lose my focus and then I should change to some different area. This is for my case.
Okay, so that's
I know there are a lot of people. I know there are a lot of people that they can be constantly in one thing and they never change it, but that's not in my case.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you for that, Ruth. Now I want to go to personal development, because I know you're also into that, looking to better yourself more and more. So what personal development books or book would you recommend me to read?
Actually, I thought about it, and two books. One is a fiction book, actually. I read it last year, and it's called Brida. It's from Paulo Coelho, and it's like I said, it's a fiction story about the girl, but it's very, very nice because in the story you take so much lessons, and it really gives you as a woman a very good feeling. So I find this a very nice book. And the other one is The Lessons in Life from Wayne Dyer. He's one of my favorite speakers in general. Of course, he died, but so the recordings that he has, or the books he has, that one, Lessons in Life, is my favorite. And he also has good books about education for children. So, but yeah.
I will go and check those books.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, because I'm now really collecting more, sources so I can grow myself, and I really value those information from you. So Ruth, thank you so much for dropping by to share your valuable experiences and knowledge to our viewers. So one last question for you is, how is it important for women to have the right network or circle of other inspired women so they can discover their greater purpose in life?
How is that important?
Yeah, is it how important it is to have the right?
It really helps you a lot. Actually, you can see it like a speaker. If you listen to music but you want it to go louder, you have a maximum. But when you use a speaker, you can go a lot louder. And I think that's the same with the network. So if you do it alone, it will also go, but it will like stagnate.
Yes.
In a way. And then when you have a network, that network actually is like the speaker. It will make it more fast and more growing, because you have an interaction. So from people that are same-minded like you. So I think that's why a network is so important.
Yes. All right. Same-minded.
By the way, thank you.
Like-minded people. Yes. Great one. So that's very wonderful message, Ruth. I feel so blessed to know you, Ruth, and what you're doing. You're one of those women I know who continues to learn new things and adapt to changes whenever life throws at you. So thank you for that. And can you tell us, how can our viewers get in touch with you in case they want to work together with you?
Yes, they can go to my website, or they can send me an email. Maybe we can.
The viewers your website, please.
Yes, that's ruthschoenmaekers.com. I think because it's so hard to write, I think it's better that.
Yes, no problem. I'll write it down in the description box. Yeah. And do you have any social media that they can connect, yes, or that they can check out?
On Facebook, I'm on Instagram also, but I don't use it nowadays. On Facebook, it's also my name, Ruth Schoenmaekers, or Ruth Schoenmaekers.
And that's a Facebook page. That's the one.
No, actually, if it's the page, then it's Relaxatie Salon Lilia Lira. Okay. But if it's me as a person, then it's Ruth Schoenmaekers.
Okay. All right. So I will link that down as well, your page and your personal Facebook account, name, so that our viewers can get in touch with you in case they want to work. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Ruth, and stay healthy and blessed in this quarantine period. Send my regards to Shireen and Coco.
Okay, I will do. Okay. Bye-bye.